Have you heard of MOUNJARO? Have you heard of OZEMPIC? Have you heard of Wegovy? I think it's called TRULICITY. These are all medications that are used for type 2 diabetes, but now are being prescribed to those for weight loss. Do I think you should take it? Do I think anybody should take it? What are my thoughts and would I recommend you taking it? Let's get into it. Hi friends, how are you guys? Welcome. My name is Daniela Diaries. My name is Danielle. This is Daniela Diaries, and here we are inspiring to inspire you, me, everyone to be the very best version of ourselves. And today's topic is a little controversial because it's just a controversial subject. So I've seen a lot of this on like TikTok. I've known some people in my own personal life that are taking it. I've seen it all over like the news. It's everywhere right now. MOUNJARO, right? MOUNJARO, what's the other one? OZEMPIC, Wegovy. It's basically little generic forms of this medication, right? And what is it used for? So essentially Ozempic came out for a once a month dose or once a week dose to help with people with type 2 diabetes, right? It's an alternative to metformin, insulin, stuff like that, right? This is not to be used for type 1 diabetics. Now, my facts may be a little skewed, whatnot. I've tried to look up as much as I could, but it's very popular right now. There's actually a nationwide shortage of these medications for the people with diabetes to use this. A lot of people say that it's really beneficial to those with PCOS because of their insulin resistance, so on and so forth. I'm gonna be honest with you, and this is my true feeling. This is coming from someone who has tried doctor-prescribed weight loss medication. If you are my age, maybe a little bit younger, you guys remember the ephedra kick, okay? I was on 37.5 grams, which is the highest dose, okay? It was a pure appetite suppressant, okay? Before it became a prescription, you could have got Metabolite, it was basically speed, right, with an appetite suppressant in it. And yeah, the reason why it stopped being over the counter was because it was having extreme cardiac effects on a lot of people, a lot of young people. So they removed it, and then you kind of went to, we call them the diet doctors here, I don't know what you guys call them, but you can go, they'll give you a B12 shot in the butt cheek, and then they will give you a prescription. You come back every month for your ephedra. And if you've been on it, then you know all the things such as Fenrage. Yeah, it's really nice. Does it work? Absolutely. I lost a ton of weight on that. Did I gain it all back? Yeah, absolutely I did. Because you can't be on this medication forever, right? You can't be on appetite suppressant for the rest of your life, because eventually you're going to hit the weight and you're going to have to come off, or you're going to have to increase your dose, and because your body's going to become regulated to it. And yeah, it just is not ideal for long-term use. Ozempic, MOUNJARO, TRULICITY, whatever, it's very much giving 2000 ephedra craze to me. I think a lot of people are really directing their anger at the wrong source, and I'm going to get into that why. So a lot of people, it's very hard. Do I think you should take it? No, I don't think you should take it. Why do I not think you should take it? Because this is somebody who worked with type 2 diabetics for a very, very long time. There's a reason why people want to reverse type 2 diabetes, okay? The reason why, essentially because it's healthier, they don't want to be on the medication for the rest of their lives. Why? Because it has long-term effects on other parts of the body, okay? I think these are very, very big things to talk to your doctors about. I think it's not, in this day and age, it's really quick to get on like a teleserve or a telehealth or whatever it's called, or get on like, I'm gonna be honest with you, I looked it up on my Internet Explorer here, and there was, we prescribe GLP type 1 medications with this brand. Oh, $20 for MOUNJARO prescription. Looking to get this good, everybody online now, you can get it on there. You know, honestly, I feel like these medications are more easily accessible to people for weight loss as opposed to people with diabetes. And it's more easily accessible to get these things now than even birth control was for a really long time, which is really wild. So when people I start seeing are attacking people who are using this medication for weight loss, they're attacking these. Oh, you're selfish, you're taking it. It's not them who are selfish. It is the doctors prescribing them that are selfish. Because MOUNJARO, OZEMPIC, it is not FDA approved for weight loss. It is FDA approved for diabetes, but not for weight loss. It has been shown to use it. So my question is, are you just doing the injections? Have you changed anything? Because eventually you're going to have to come off. And your appetite's going to come back. What's going to happen? You have learned absolutely, and I mean, I'm not going to say you, everybody. I don't want to make a blanketed response, but I have a friend who's using it, okay? She's doing wonderful on it. And I'm really proud of her because she could have just did the injections and just sat back and let it do its thing. But she is learning to cook. She's learning to make healthier meals. She's moving her body. She's really taking the all-over approach because I feel like it kind of clicked for her where she was like, I have to figure this out right now. And it's helping because she did have a good amount of weight on her. It was hard for her to move. And if that could benefit a lot of people, then yes. But is everybody taking that approach that she is? No, they won't. They won't. In a perfect place, everybody, yes, would take that same approach she is. Everybody would take the same approach I did and really, you know, healed your relationship with food, healed the inner issues that you had. But a lot of people, like, in our society, we like fast results, and that is going to give them to you. Be damned with the long-term effects. Be damned with the fact that a lot of people are experiencing gastric distension, gastroparalysis, vomiting, nausea, joint pain. Long-term use of a lot of medications have a lot of long-term effects on other organs in the body. I'm not trying to scare anybody. This is just facts. This is, again, the reason why people such as my father were like, I don't want to be a type 2 diabetic. I don't like the way I feel on metformin. I don't like the way I feel on certain medications like Ozempic, because he was on something like that. And he's like, I don't want to feel that. I want to be able to heal it with diet and exercise and be able to, you know, lower his A1C to where he could be borderline in control with diet and exercise. Yes, these are tools and to help keep, because if your sugar gets too high, you are in trouble. You will stroke. It's deadly when your sugar gets too high, you know. But I'm also one to not want to take a lot of pharmaceuticals because I know that chronic conditions are what keep healthcare going, and they like for us to be chronically sick. They don't want us to be healthy and diet and exercise and do that. They want us to be dependent on different things. You can call me crazy, but I've seen it firsthand. So I'm very, very skeptical on using a lot of pharmaceuticals. And I would encourage you guys to, unless you have to, you know, because unfortunately, you know, you don't want to have to be on medication for the rest of your life. It's just not ideal. I was actually talking to a friend of mine the other day, and she said that she had lap band surgery done. And she said that she was interested in possibly, you know, whatever. And she said that she had to have it removed. And I said, let me ask you something. Before you had your surgery, did you have to go through the therapy process? Because years ago, you did have to go through therapy. And she said, no, just like you're just to get approved, and that was it. So this is, my point is they're never trying, no healthcare is not trying to fix the problem, they're just trying to fix the symptoms, right? And if you're going to, like, if you have a PCP, a primary care physician, you're like, hey, you want to get that, they'll write it for you, go ahead and see them. Like, you know how everybody used to have that doctor, you're like, oh, you need an antibiotic, go see them, they'll give you an antibiotic. Now you can't get antibiotics at all. Like, you cannot get an antibiotic to save your life. Why? Because they were so heavily overused and overdistributed that people have now become immune to certain antibiotics. It's just the way it is at this point, right? We've overused them and they stop to work because our body recognizes them. This is very much given these vibes, right? So if, for example, my kid had a sty, right? You used to be able to go and get like this Tobarex ointment for styes. I took her to the clinic. I said, hey, my kid has a sty. Oh, okay, well, you're gonna have to do a warm compress and this and that. I said, well, couldn't you get Tobarex? No. We have the flu. Can I get Tamiflu? No. But it's just the way it is right now. But if you go to some of these PCPs and they're like, oh, I want to lose 20 pounds. Do you want Ozempic? Do you want MOUNJARO? Do you want this? So they handed them out. So my point is it's not necessarily the people who are taking them. A lot of people just blindly trust healthcare, right? They blindly trust it. Why would they want them to be sicker? Why wouldn't they want them to save their lives? So when they say, here, take this, it's the healthcare that's overprescribing them, not the people who are taking them. They're following their doctor's orders. It's the doctors who are blindly subscribing these things. So if you could avoid it at all costs, yes, I would avoid it at all costs. Absolutely. Absolutely. Anytime you can avoid medication for at all costs, I would say to do it, right? But if you were dead set on taking it, I would really get a good plan of attack in there. Make sure that you have some kind of physical training that you're going to be doing so you can really get your body used to moving, so you're not just reliant on this medication, right? And make sure that you are also healing your relationship with food, learning new food habits, learning portion control, and really implementing all of these things into your life. So when the time comes, because they are going to take you off, you're not going to be a life longer on these medications, that you're not going to gain 40 pounds back by the end of the month because you no longer have that appetite suppressant. You know, it's very dangerous. It's a very, yo-yo dieting and stuff like that is very, very dangerous. And the fact is now that, yes, there is a nationwide shortage and there is people with type 2 diabetes that cannot get it. This is all very true. And again, you cannot be mad at the people who are taking this not for diabetes because they didn't just walk up to the store and said, hey, let me get a pack of Bubble Yum and an Ozempic prescription. These are the doctors who are over-prescribing. These are the people you should direct your anger at, not the people who are just trying to do something. I know this is probably not what you guys wanted to hear, but I also don't want to like scare you guys, right? Like, oh my God, this is gonna happen. I would highly recommend doing your own research. Doing your own research, not just Reddit posts on everybody's success stories and that my first week on MOUNJARO and I lost 10 pounds. No, I want you to look up long-term uses of these types of medications. How do they affect the body? Because you're going to be on it, I mean, probably for a while, right? I would imagine. I don't know. I would say minimum 3 months, 6 months. I don't know. You know, if you have a great deal of weight, maybe a year. I'm not too sure. But what are these long-term effects? Do you have an endocrinologist? If an endocrinologist is not the one prescribing this medication to you, I would be a little taken back. I would go and see an endocrinologist. If you don't know what an endocrinologist is, these are the doctors that specialize in the treatment of diabetes, right? These are the ones that is their specialty, is dealing with the treatment of diabetics, type 1, type 2, gestational, all the things. These are the ones that can help you figure out a diet to combat insulin resistance, stuff like that. These are also the ones that know the long-term effects of these medications. Again, there is a reason why they are trying to reverse type 2. There's a reason. Now, there's unfortunately people who are type 1 diabetics and there's nothing they can do. But this doesn't apply to them because they can't take that anyways. But it's a very hard disease to treat and to live with. It's not as simple as just a shot in the belly, you know? And I don't want to sway you from either way because I really want you to live life to your fullest potential, but I also want you to not have rose-colored glasses on and think that this is what you need and this is the only way because you're seeing on TikTok that everybody's doing so well and everybody's doing this and everybody's doing that. Yes, they are doing great, but what are they going to be like in 6 months? What is their renal function? And that's another question. Do you have to go and get, you know, a BUN and everything checked out? Are you checking your kidneys, all this other stuff that's going to go along with it? If they don't have an answer for that, then I would question it. Because here's the thing, when you're a diabetic, they always make sure that your kidneys are functioning. There's a lot to go into this. And maybe I just have my guard up when it comes to medication, but just be careful. Tread lightly, make sure you go in with do your due diligence and make sure that you do your research and you are being your own advocate and making sure that if you are going to go ahead and you feel comfortable with this decision of moving forward with these medications, make sure that you have an overall game plan, that you're going to start moving your body, because eventually, you know, you're going to get this weight off and your joints won't hurt, your back won't hurt, it won't hurt you, you won't be as winded. All right, now you have no excuse. Get up and start moving. All right, while you're doing that, let's look into portion control, portion sizing. How much are you eating? Are you eating, you know, healthy fats, good proteins? Are you getting your carbs in? Are you eating, are you just not eating? You know, I don't want you just to say, okay, well, I could eat a half a cheeseburger and be full all day. That's not going to treat, this isn't going to teach you anything. Make sure that you're still eating your meals and you're not just saying, okay, well, I could eat McDonald's once a day and be full for the rest of the day. Like, that's not teaching you anything. And you want to learn from this journey, because it's going to make you better and stronger and smarter and a lot less likely to fall down again. I got your back. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope I didn't piss off too many people. Probably did. I wasn't trying to judge, but I'm just trying to be informed. Good luck, my friends. See you on the next one. Bye.
I've been giving you the worst. Now you wanna stay the night. Pretty how you work hard for me, while forgetting how to talk. Nah, I don't like no humble beats. Just go and suss it up.